Yo, this your boy, the real McCoy, coming at you, man. We talking about boxing for all my boxing heads out there, man. Another exciting fight in the heavyweight division, January 16th. We already talked about that, man. We've got a title fight, you know what I mean, for a vacant title, vacant IBF heavyweight title, you know what I mean. Those are always, you know what I mean, entertaining or interesting fights, you know what I mean, things like that. A guy can, somebody's about to be a champion, you know. We've got Charles Martin and if you guys are familiar with my channel, you know I suck at pronouncing names. I'm going to give it a shot. Prince Charles Martin versus Vyacheslav Glazkov. I believe Glazkov is correct. The first name I don't know. So that's going to be the first and the last and the only time I try and pronounce it. I suck with names, man. I'm going to say Glazkov, you know. We got my man Prince Charles Martin, 29 years old, 6'5", 80-inch reach, 22-0 with one draw early in his career, 20 knockouts. He's bringing some power. Glazkov, he's 31 years old, 6 feet 3 inches, I think like a 73.5, 74-inch reach, things like that. I believe he's 20-0 with one draw with Steve Cunningham he had to draw with, and 13 knockouts, things like that. Should be a good fight. I think between the two, I believe, in my opinion, I think Glazkov has the better resume, amateur and pro. You know, I think in the amateurs he was a bronze Olympian in 2008 for the for Ukraine. I definitely think most would say he has a better pro resume, professional resume. He's been in the ring with Steve Cunningham, probably not ranked in the top 10 heavyweights, but you know, a solid contender. I mean, a solid fighter, should I say. Cunningham has been in the ring with some of the better guys in the heavyweight division. I personally think at his age, he probably can't make the weight anymore, but I think Steve Cunningham should go back down to cruiserweight, in my opinion. But say Glazkov has been in the ring with Cunningham, a slick boxer, Malik Scott. I think that fight was the draw. Malik Scott. I could be wrong. Either Malik Scott or Steve, one of those two. A slick boxer, Malik Scott. He's been in the ring with Tomas, I think it's Adamic. Tomas Adamic. He's been in the ring with Fast Eddie Chambers, Vitaly Klitschko. I think he fought Steve Cunningham, Chris Arreola. So, you know what I mean. Glazkov definitely has the better resume than Charles Martin, and no doubt. I don't anybody would argue with that. Now with straight God-given talent and explosiveness, Charles Martin has the edge. The better athlete, light on his feet, faster hands, more explosive punching power. You know, 22 wins, 20 by knockout, things like that. But Glazkov has his advantages as well. You know, he's been in the ring with the better competition, no doubt. I think he's the more skilled. His skill's not through the roof, but he's more skilled than Charles Martin, in my opinion. More fundamentally sound, more defensively responsible, things like that. Tough guy, strong guy with some power as well. The thing that interests me the most about Glazkov is that a lot of his opponents, they seem to quit in between rounds for whatever reason. Injuries are just, it's like he's beating these guys, he's beating them so bad, they just, for whatever reason, they're quitting in between rounds. Or the corner throwing, that's interesting to me. You know what I mean? I think he had like 7 or 8 opponents quit between rounds, something like that. So it's interesting, you know. Big, strong guy. His name came up for Fury after Fury beat Klitschko, things like that. Glazkov's name came up with Wilder, you know. I say talent-wise, Charles Martin has all the advantages. But this is going to be a tough fight, man. This is going to be a tough fight. Charles Martin keeps his hands dangerously low. Doesn't really have a jab. I mean, Glazkov doesn't really have a jab either, but with Charles Martin, you know, he's southpaw. He doesn't really use it at all. Not even as a pawing jab or a range finder, you know what I mean, trying to find that range to set up that big left, you know what I mean. You just kind of throw it out, and you know, he throws that left hand. He's all power. He is all power. And you know, if you're not fighting the best of competition, and you just God-given natural talented, more talented than these other fighters, you can get away with that. You know, in my opinion, I think this is a bigger step up in competition for Charles Martin than it is for Glazkov. See, Glazkov has the better resume. Now, I think as far as talent, Well, as far as skill, Glazkov has fought better skilled guys like Malik Scott, in my opinion. I think Malik Scott is a little bit more skilled than Charles Martin. I think Steve Cunningham might be a little more skilled, maybe even Thomas Adamick, you know what I mean? But as far as talent, you know what I mean, natural God-given talent, this is a step up for Glazkov. He hasn't fought someone who is as explosive as Charles Martin, that's a better athlete, hand speed, power, foot speed, things like that. But it's just overall competition. This is a big step up for Charles Martin. Even look at his resume, you know, big step up and things like that. But this is gonna be a tough fight, man. This is gonna be a tough fight, man. Say, you know, Glazkov, he's a good. I mean, he tries. You know, you can tell me. Well, me personally, when I watch him fight, you know, he tries to fight with skill, some be fundamentally sound. He doesn't have the best reflexes, you know what I mean? Not the most quick and light on his feet. But, you know, he tries to fight with some type of skill behind his jab, be defensive responsible, you know what I mean? And you see the skill that he tries, you know, that he fights with. Not tries, yeah, he does it. Just he doesn't have the quickness and the reflexes and things like that. Well, Charles Martin is the opposite. You know, he keeps his hands low, not a lot of head movement. He's coming straight down, and he's relying on his power, because his power is getting guys out of there. Say 22 victories, 20 by knockout. You know, and I mean, if I'm a trainer and I'm watching, and I'm watching Charles Martin, I'm like, man, this could be a real raw, dominant, and rough type of guy. If I can get that talent, that athleticism, the hand speed, he's very light on his feet. You know, things like that, that power, if I can hone that in with the skill, fundamentals, things like that, defensive responsible, I could have something here. And that's what Charles Martin, in my opinion, he doesn't have that. His hands are low, he's bringing power, he's getting guys out of there. You know, where Glazkov is more defensive responsible. He's been in the ring with better fighters, things like that. He's strong. He's bringing some power himself. He's physical, you know. And this is a big step up for Charles Martin. I personally, I did a video recently talking about January 16th in the heavyweight division. I think that this is the most competitive, or the best fight. You know what I mean? Both guys have their moments. You know what I mean? Things like that. I think this is gonna be the best fight. You know what I mean? On that day, on that card at the Barclays Center, which also had Wilder, Spilk. I did a video on that. Dominique Brazil, Amir Mansour. I just did a video on that. This is the fight I'm looking forward to. So for a title, IBF title. You know what I mean? Both. I mean, whoever wins this fight here, they're throwing the name in the hat. And I don't know why I said hat, but they're throwing. I go with it. They're throwing their name in this heavyweight division in this hat, man. And I think the four guys, in my opinion, the four guys who have kind of separated themselves as far as talent and as far as resume in the heavyweight division, you've got Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, and Luis Ortiz. Joseph Parker is out there, but Joseph Parker, competition-wise, you know, I think Dillian White, in my opinion, Dillian White makes Anthony Joshua's resume a little bit better than Joseph Parker, in my opinion. You know, I think those four, the Joshua, Ortiz, Wilder, and Fury, have kind of separated themselves. Now, no, you know, if Martin wins, he get an IBF title. Hey, he's throwing himself in the mix. Now he's got a title, you know. But I will say that Charles Martin needs to win this fight. In my opinion, he needs to win this fight more than Glazkov, because Glazkov, if he loses this fight, you're like, okay, man. Especially if it's close, but if he loses this fight, okay, you lost to a young, a young hungry champion, a prospect that's coming up with a lot of power. Now, I believe Charles Martin is the favorite, if I'm not mistaken. You know, with his explosive offensive power, things like that. Punching power, should I say. Where, you look at his resume, the Cunninghams, the Adamicks, the Malik Scott, and things like that. Okay, I mean, you can work your way back. Whereas if Charles Martin was to lose, some would say, you know, he finally stepped up in competition and he lost. Because Charles Martin at the pro ranks, he doesn't really have a good resume at all. You know, and he finally stepped up in competition and he lost. So, I mean, like I said, that's why I personally believe, some may disagree, I think Charles Martin needs this win a little bit more than Glazkov, because Glazkov, his resume, it's pretty decent. It's pretty solid. He beat Adamick, things like that. I think, did he beat Cunningham or he had a draw? One of those two with Malik Scott. But anyway, man, it's going to be a tough fight. Like I said, it's a huge step up in competition for Charles Martin. You know, with Glazkov, you know, as physical as he is, coming forward with decent power himself, I think he's a little bit more fundamentally sound, more defensively responsible, a little bit more skilled than Martin. When I see Martin, I see raw aggression. You know what I mean? A raw, talented guy, God-given natural talent, explosive, very light on his feet for a heavyweight, things like that. Great hand speed, good punching power, but he's all offense with his hands dangerously low. You know what I mean? With somebody with Glazkov, this is gonna be a tough fight. A big step up. Now, if Martin goes out there and just blows this guy away, like Daniel Jacobs and Peter Quinn, if he just blow him away, I would be extremely impressed. Like, whoa. Like, wow, okay, this guy Charles Martin, we gotta look at him a little bit more differently and seriously here now. This is, you know what I mean? Anyway, man, you guys let me know what you guys think. All my boxing heads, man. January 16th, I can't wait. So this is the fight here. Charles Martin, Glazkov. This is the fight that I'm most interested in, no doubt about it. You know, on the 16th. And even that, this is going to be a good fight card at the Barclays Center. And let me know what you guys think, man. I believe Charles Martin is the favorite. I believe, I could be wrong on that. And I'm leaning towards Charles Martin because the natural talent and the explosiveness and the hand speed. See, Glazkov has been in the ring with more skilled guys, but not more talented. Just natural talent, you know. And, you know, I also will lean towards Martin. But I think this is going to be a tough fight for Martin. Huge step up in competition. Let me know what you guys think, man. Like, subscribe, leave a comment, all that good stuff. All my boxing heads. What do you guys think about the fight? You know, I'll say January 16th is a big day, man. All my boxing heads, man. This your boy, The Real McCoy, man. And I'm out. Peace.